Gentle Dental, Central Peninsula Hospital, and Ashman Krause Real Estate. The three-time national champion Peninsula Oilers game broadcasts on ESPN. Also brought to you by Steam on Wheels, Dan's Automotive, Kenai Peninsula College, White Spruce Trailer Sales, Dam Construction and Roofing, and Ridgeway Dentistry. The 2026 Oilers baseball season on ESPN 1140 AM and 96.9 FM. Also sponsored by Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics, Earhart, Elsner and Cooley Attorneys at Law, Eyewear Express, Jumpin' Junction, and Soldotna Professional Pharmacy. Oilers baseball is also brought to you on ESPN by AK Express, Martha's Cocina, Odyssey Family Practice, AK Tree Solutions, and Playa Azul. The Peninsula Oilers postgame show is sponsored by Peninsula Community Health Services with game recaps and on-field interviews. Now let's go live to today's Oilers game with the ESPN broadcast team.
And welcome back to another edition of Peninsula Oilers Baseball on ESPN. Dylan Simmons and Tucker Blau joining you from Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska.
ESPN 1140 and 96.9 FM.
Back here at Herman Brothers Field, Dylan Simmons and Tucker Blau joining you in Palmer, Alaska as the Oilers take on the Mat-Su Miners here on a Sunday matinee for an afternoon showdown. Let's take a look around the Alaska Baseball League with the latest league and conference standings. Tucker, what does the ABL have for us in its latest conference standings?
Absolutely. The Oilers have now moved up to second place, and I believe by win percentage they could take the lead over the Miners, who is that first place team, with a win tonight. And, by the way, the Oilers, one of only two teams with a win streak right now. They've won two. The Pilots, the only other team that won their last game. Other than that, Shugiak Bucks and the Miners, they've all lost their last game, so the Oilers trending in the right direction.
They certainly are, and they'll hope to keep that trend going today. Taking a look at the conference games taking place on this Sunday afternoon, it is just the one between the Oilers and Mat-Su Miners. The Bucks and Pilots were supposed to play the two remaining games of the Mayor's Cup, but due to rainy conditions over in Anchorage, those games will not be played today. And as somebody who was just in Anchorage a little bit ago, I can say it was raining cats and dogs, to say the least. But thankfully, most of that rain is steered clear of Palmer, about 45 minutes to the north, and it should be a great day for some Sunday baseball. We're going to take another quick timeout. When we come back, our very own Tucker Blau will have Coach's Corner with Oilers pitching coach Caden Thorpe. He'll talk about last night's win over the Chinooks and preview today's game against the Miners right here on ESPN. Don't touch that dial.
Upstairs at Beeman's, talking with Steve. Bikes, and more bikes you'll find in the bike loft. That's upstairs at Beeman's.
Matt, we are well stocked with bikes. We have e-bikes and regular bikes and adult trikes and kids' trikes. We offer repair of all bikes, many accessories you can choose from as well. We have skateboard increasing supplies of disc golf from MVP, Innova, and Discraft.
You'll find all upstairs at Beeman's, located on the Kenai Spur Highway in Soldotna.
Gentle Dental in Soldotna provides modern dental care in a welcoming, comfortable environment where patients feel right at home. They're also preparing to offer dental implants in the coming months. Patients with missing teeth, failing teeth, or ill-fitting dentures who are non-smokers are encouraged to schedule an evaluation. Combined with advanced new 3D imaging technology, Gentle Dental continues to deliver precise, predictable care. Call Gentle Dental in Soldotna today at 907-262-8834 to schedule an appointment.
Great news, Kenai! The Central Peninsula Kenai Health Center is expanding to better serve our community. We're proud to once again offer lab services, screening mammography, and bone density screenings all in one convenient location right here in Kenai. We're proud to bring these important services back to the Kenai community because everyone deserves access to quality health care close to home. Learn more at cpgh.org or call 907-714-4495. Central Peninsula Kenai Health.
You're done building your team. It may be time to strengthen your defense. Dr. Alvarez can perform your procedure in Soldotna or Homer. It's quick, comfortable, and a whole lot easier than chasing toddlers into extra time. Don't leave your future up to a lucky bounce. Call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics 907-235-1010 and schedule your no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy. Score some peace of mind and enjoy the games.
When you've been involved in a car accident, getting healthy is the most important thing. Having an advocate that can go out and get a full and fair recovery for you should not be something that you have to worry about. When people have been injured and suffered catastrophic injury or huge medical bills, other insurance companies can come and try to reduce your recovery. It's imperative to have someone that knows how to fight with these insurance adjusters look out for your interests. At Earhart, Elsner, and Cooley, we want to add value to your case to ensure a maximal, fair recovery.
Welcome back to Herman Brothers Field. Guy towards right field. 1-0 pitch with 2 outs on the way from Kaiser. Deals this one just to the outside for ball 2. And he talked about Kaiser's confidence. It's important for him to not get rattled in this situation and maintain that form he was showing earlier in the frame to get that final out.
Or twist it into a figure 8 before you even get home, or take that first picture? Well, if you got them at Eyewear Express, we'll replace the frame for free. Let me say that again. If they lose or break the frame, we'll replace it for free. So relax and expect the best from Eyewear Express in the Peninsula Center Mall, Soldotna, 260-9199.
Hi, this is Justin Ruffridge. There's nothing like a small town. It's real community. And that's one of the reasons I'm raising my family here. It's also why I own and operate Soldotna Professional Pharmacy.
And it was going to be a tough play for Parks. It was kind of a do or die. I doubt they'll charge him the error on that, but unfortunately for the Oilers, wasn't able to come up with a grab.
So Reed Oakley's on, and it is going to look like it will be called as an infield single. So that's a good way to start for Reed Oakley in this top of the second, and Carson McCormick now comes in behind him. First hit of the day for the Oilers. McCormick will watch this strike be delivered by Cooper Grace on a fastball. Kind of a tough play, like you said, for Park to handle. It was a very slow-rolling chopper and went at just the right angle over the mound where Cooper Grace couldn't make a play on it and allowed Oakley's speed to win the day there. 0-1 pitch. McCormick checks swing, and breaking ball is in for a strike. Should bring the count to 0-2, and I think there was some music that went off there for a second, and McCormick looked back to the press box like, what in the world?
Yeah, usually obviously you're trying not to distract the hitters and the pitchers in the middle of the game, and I think it was just a accidental slip-up.
McCormick swing and a miss here, and that will bring the count to 1-2 instead. So that first pitch, no, that was a strikeout. Okay, McCormick stayed there at the plate for a second. I think he lost track of the count, and that will be a strikeout swinging for McCormick here in this top of the second, and out number 2.
Yeah, and that's Grace's 4th strikeout of the game, and he's only done 5 outs. There's only 1 ground out.
First, but was able to negotiate it. Delivers an 0-1 here. This ball is going to be popped up on the right side. Hassenclaver wants it, and the first baseman makes an over-the-shoulder catch for out 1.
Yeah, pretty routine play for Hassenclaver, who's an outfielder, so easy play for him, and just good pitching by Kaiser, able to induce that pop-up.
Ryan Kaiser's had his games come apart in his last 2 starting appearances in the second inning, so he's hoping to take care of those demons here tonight against Mat-Su. So far, so good with that 1 out. Will Millard, the catcher, comes to the plate. The junior has a .245 average on the year with 13 hits and 7 total. 1 ball and 1 strike coming up to Babcock. Jackson, pretty underrated, a .274 average, .376 on base percentage, 20 hits and 14 RBIs. He has the second most hits on this Mat-Su team, just behind Austin Park. 1-1 on the way from Kaiser here. Babcock fouls this one to the opposite side, bringing it to a 1-2.
Yeah. Babcock quietly putting together a terrific season up here in Alaska, and hopefully he's not able to continue that here with a runner on first and 2 outs.
Well, he's certainly in a disadvantageous position against Ryan Kaiser in this Oilers defense. Kaiser looking for another strikeout to end this inning. 1-2, just outside this time, trying to force Babcock to chase. He had a bold take, but it paid off, and the count evens at 2-2. Kaiser going to try to stand firm with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looked like Millar thought about going after second that time, decided to hang back at first. We'll keep a close eye on that. 2-2, and again, Kaiser misses just outside for ball 3.
Yes, third 3-ball count that Kaiser's found himself in here in the inning. One was a strikeout, one was a walk. What will it be here?
Payoff pitch on the way. Hassenclaver moves back in anticipation of what Babcock might do over on the right side. Payoff pitch and another foul ball, keeping the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes for Babcock.
Yeah, and I'm glad he fouled that off because the runner on first, Kenyon Millar, had a great jump on that, and I think he would have easily had second base.
Looked as though he would have had a good shot, but ball 3 with 2 strikes still on the way, and another foul ball by Babcock toward the left side, keeping the count full once again.
Of course, now with full count, you'll see him take off every pitch as any good ball team would do, and just get that jump because no matter what the situation is in a 3-2, 2 outs, there's no reason not to take that.
So a payoff pitch on the way once again from Kaiser. Delivers the 3-2, and this is rocketed foul again by Jackson Babcock. A real battle between pitcher and batter right now. 3 straight foul balls from Babcock, and he refuses to go down in this second inning.
Yeah, like you said, just a terrific battle going on between these two. And meanwhile, on first base, Kenyon Millar running his laps in. I'm sure he's exhausted. He's now took off on 3 straight pitches.
Yeah, he's certainly getting his cardio in right now. 3-2. This is softly hit along the third base line. Hoover throws it on to first, and that one is going to be up over the head of the first baseman, Hassenclaver. That'll bring... So another unfortunate turn of events for the Oilers here early in this game as this pitch is delivered low for ball number 2. Again, just several freak circumstances have put the Oilers in bad shape early on. The good thing is there's still a lot of baseball yet to be played, but obviously you never want to be down 2-0 like this. Brooks Hassenclaver sends that one to parts unknown. His 6th home run of the season to increase his ABL home run lead and cutting the deficit in half.
And that was just an absolute monster shot for that young man. Absolute blast, and he knew it off the bat too, pimping it a little bit as he walked down the first base line until it disappeared almost over the horizon.
Pretty much over the horizon. What a shot from Hassenclaver. And again, that's the kind of explosiveness that he can provide at any moment. And he just did here in this top half of the third. The Oilers get on the scoreboard in emphatic fashion. And this is not an easy ballpark to hit a home run out of, but Hassenclaver, we mentioned it, with the wind today blowing how it is towards right field, if he could get one in the air, he had a good shot, and he just showed you that. Here's a fastball for a strike on Shane Cannon, bringing the count to 0-1. That's just the second hit for the Oilers in this contest, but what a hit it is.
Yeah, an absolute moonshot over the right field fence, and hopefully that's a good sign that the Oilers will be able to see Grace better the second time through the lineup.
Pitch here is low from Grace, evening the count at 1-1 to Cannon, who struck out looking against Grace, much like Hassenclaver his first time up. 1-1 pitch, well inside, almost at the head of Cannon, bringing the count to 2-1.
And I love what pitching coach Caden Tharp said before the game in the coach's corner. He said there's 2 guys that just want to be out here every day, and thus they'll get a spot in the lineup, and that's Russ Martin and Shane Cannon. So displaying a love of the game, and that's what's got him into this lineup. So pretty much put a shoe-in.
Ball 3 here as this one's delivered low on Cannon, and a 3-1 count coming up with the 2 outs. Let's see if Cannon can get on base as well. He's going to send a chopper to the left side, picked up by the third baseman, Millar. Long way to throw to first, and I think Cannon beat it out. No, he didn't. They say that they got the throw in just in the nick of time for a 5-3. Close call, almost another runner at base, and that'll end the top half of the third inning. But the Oilers do put another run on the scoreboard. Brooks Hassenclaver with a massive solo home run shot over the right field fence, and it is a 2-1 ball game here in Palmer. We'll be back for the bottom of the third in just one moment on ESPN. Don't go anywhere.
Everyone knows the struggle. The DMV keeps bankers hours while they're stuck at work. That's where AK Express rolls in to save the day. They handle the services people need, and that's why they want you. Open until 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and Saturdays 11 to 3. AK Express makes busy schedules easier. Conveniently located at the corner of K Beach and West Poppy Lane, next to Everybody Rides Again. AK Express, where convenience is king.
cuts, fractures, sprains, burns, fishhooks, and workplace accidents. Odyssey Urgent Care treats the injuries that can't wait. Need stitches? They perform laceration repairs right here. Got a fishhook where it doesn't belong? Well, they can help with that too. With on-site x-ray services, splinting, braces, and expert injury care, you can get diagnosed and treated in one convenient visit. Conveniently located in Keene, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Walk in or call 907-283-8400. Odyssey Urgent Care.
Back here in Palmer, Alaska, Dylan Simmons, Tucker Blau joining you, and the Oilers re-energized after an awesome top half of the third, specifically from Brooks Hossenclaver. A solo home run shot over the right field wall has the lead for the Miners at 2-1 on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard, and the Oilers trying to maintain that one-run deficit as Austin Park, Luke Hughes, and Alex Pearson, 2, 3, and 4, will lead off this inning against Ryan Kaiser.
Yeah, and a good spark on the offensive side for Brooks Hossenclaver. The Oilers actually had to earn their run, which is not what the Miners had to do. They managed to score a couple on a couple errors, so hopefully the Oilers can continue to do that and crawl back into this game just as they did yesterday.
Austin Park reached on a single his last time up. Luke Hughes right behind him reached on a double, so Ryan Kaiser has to try to adjust to that here in this bottom of the third and quickly. And Park showing bunt. Pitch from Kaiser got in for a strike anyway, as it was well to the outside of Park's bat. Counts at 0-1.
Yeah, Park pulling back on that outside zone. Austin Park couldn't pull the trigger, and therefore he's sent back to the dugout.
Luke Hughes again reached on a double his last time up, working as the DH for Matsu in this contest. And Kaiser will deal this first pitch in for a strike. Another breaking ball that caught the low part of the zone, bringing the count to 0-1. Alex Pearson is behind him. Rounded out to first his last time up. 0-1 for Kaiser on the way. And he deals another fastball for a strike. That location has really been treating him well, and very few Matsu batters have had an answer for that pitch so far.
Yeah, if you could just pound those spots all day, I think that we'd see an excellent outing from him. It's just a matter of control.
0-2 to Hughes. Oh, well inside, and it was almost a hit by pitch. Went behind his back. That's the first time Kaiser's just lost the handle of a ball completely.
Yeah, I think that just slipped out of his hand early. Like you said, went behind the hitter Hughes and fortunately didn't catch him. Hughes with that extra base hit last time. You got to be careful.
That you absolutely do. 1-2 with one out. Kaiser deals, swing and a miss. So he goes from almost delivering a hit by pitch to delivering a strikeout just 2 seconds later. 2 straight Ks to start the bottom of the third for Ryan Kaiser.
Yeah, they say baseball is a game of inches. This time, not typically what they're referring to, but if that pitch had been just a little bit more inside and had hit the hitter, then that flips a runner on first base from a strikeout.
Alex Pearson to the plate, working as the left fielder for Matsu. And another lefty batter, which with the wind today, you got to keep an eye on. Kaiser deals a fastball. Here's the ball popped up on the right side. Cannon and Hossenclaver underneath it, and Cannon, the second baseman, makes the catch for a lightning fast bottom half of the third. 1-2-3 inning for the Oilers with 2 strikeouts on Matsu from Ryan Kaiser, 4 total for him for the game. We'll have the top of the fourth coming up for you in just a moment, and our very own Tucker Blau takes over play-by-play all the way until the 8th. We'll be back in just a moment on ESPN. Don't go anywhere.
Hazardous trees are such a problem here on the Kenai Peninsula, but they have to be handled, and the place to call is AK Tree Solutions. With many years of experience in residential hazardous tree removal, they offer guaranteed customer satisfaction, and they're very accommodating. AK Tree Solutions also offers tree pruning, and they're licensed and insured. Get those hazardous trees off your property today. Call AK Tree Solutions, 907-398-2903. That's 907-398-2903.
Ready to spice up your day? Playa Azul Mexican Restaurant in Kenai is serving a bold, authentic Mexican food made with love and packed with flavor. New to town or just passing through, this is your must-stop spot for amazing variety, unbeatable prices, and all your favorites. Enjoy the free salsa bar and kick back with cold beer or a glass of wine. Located just past the last traffic light in Kenai, headed north. Playa Azul is where the fiesta never ends. Come hungry, leave happy. Playa Azul Mexican Restaurant.
Welcome back to Herman Brothers Field here just outside of the Alaska State Fairgrounds, and here in Palmer, and we've got a 2-1 ball game. The Miners jumping out ahead in the bottom of the second, scoring runs on a couple of errors by the Oilers' left side of the infield, but the Oilers responding almost immediately for strike 2, and Kaiser quickly getting ahead, which is exactly what you want to see.
That's exactly right, and again, the consistency of the placement of his pitches is really impressive once again as an 0-2 just like that on Spooner.
Spooner ready for the 0-2 now, delivered from Kaiser low outside for ball 1, and you can afford to do that. You can afford to go for the chase pitches in an 0-2 count.
Spooner popped the ball up to the first baseman his last time up. Got a little bit of air underneath it, but just too much against Kaiser.
The 1-2. Low inside in the dirt, stopped by Oakley. Of course, doesn't matter with nobody on base, but able to keep it in front of him, and the count runs 2-2.
Yeah, trying to get him to chase that time as it went to the inside part of the plate. Spooner did a good job of holding back, which can be so hard for a batter when it's coming towards you in that fashion.
The lefty steps back into the box. Kaiser, the right-hander, now delivers low and inside, fouled off to the right towards the Miners bullpen. Count remains at 2-2. Waiting on deck, Will Millar, the catcher, who struck out swinging, and then Canyon Millar, who walked and scored. Miller, who walked and scored back in that second inning. Next pitch is popped up left side. It's going to be Hoover underneath it from the shortstop position, calling off Skinner and making a relatively routine grab for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, a little bit easier than the last time he had a ball heading towards him with off the bat of Cash Millar. Really simple pop-up, able to bring it in. And again, these pop-ups being induced by Ryan Kaiser make it so much easier for this defense to handle the situation.
1 out recorded as Kaiser able to retire the first batter of the inning, which as pitching coach Tharp drills into these pitchers, it's very, very important to getting through a scoreless inning is retiring that first batter as strike 1 swung through by Will Millard.
Yeah, it certainly is, because again, if you give up a leadoff runner, especially to these Matsu Miners, they will do everything they can to then bring in that run. They'll try bunting, they'll try small ball. They'll find a way usually.
The 0-1 just missed. It was very close. 1-1 the count goes to Ryan Kaiser, looking to retire Will Millard for the second time tonight.
Struck him out swinging the first time, and you want to do everything you can to put the odds in your favor here if you're Kaiser.
Now another weak pop-up. Will this one stay short enough for Bundy? It will. It hangs up for him to make the grab, and he had to cover a lot of territory. Bundy, of course, a tall, lanky center fielder, and able to get there just in time.
That was a sensational play by Wyatt. That one hit out towards shallow center, and Bundy had so much ground to cover to try to get underneath that baseball and was able to do so without a slide, off balance for the Oilers.
Yeah, Bundy able to make it look easy, but quietly probably not a whole lot of center fielders able to cover that much ground. He had to run quite a ways in to make that grab. And now the first pitch to Canyon Millar misses for ball 1.
That's something you'd usually see from the likes of a Brady Brown or somebody like that for the Oilers.
Now the 1-0 delivery. Drilled right side. Thankfully, he couldn't quite get it. He jumped up for it in and out of the mitt of the right fielder, and that's going to wind up with a runner at second base.
Yeah, that was in the glove of McCormick, and he had it for a moment, then it kind of just popped out oddly. Not sure exactly what caused that. I don't know if he just misplayed it or what, but yeah, popped out of his glove back onto the ground, and that's a gift of a double for Canyon Millar.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they'll call that a double or an error by the right fielder. It was certainly laced to that right side. McCormick did, however, have a play on it, and unfortunately just didn't hang down as low as he thought it would, and bounced out in and out of the tip of his glove.
Yeah, we'll see what the official scoring is. They're going to say an error by McCormick, so it's going to be an E9.
Yeah, so McCormick charged with the error, and another unearned runner on base as the next one is flied out to right. McCormick looks like he's got this one under control, and he will, although that was way deep, almost up against the wall.
Yeah, it was, and I'm sure after that last play, McCormick was thinking, oh, no, not again. So really good composure to be able to just get underneath it and make the play. Again, the wind's not helping these outfielders out, but McCormick's still able to get the job done.
McCormick able to retire the last.
Upstairs at Beeman's, talking with Steve. If you're looking for those homeschool supplies, Beeman's is your first stop.
Matt, we work with Connections and Idea and Raven homeschool programs. We have your basic homeschool supplies, educational aids, and games. We have workbooks and science kits, reading books and sports equipment, arts and craft supplies. Check with your school to see when the allotments are going to be available.
You'll find all that located here at Beeman's on the Kenai Spur Highway in Soldotna.
Grace back on the mound. That's Cooper Grace back on the mound for the Miners. And he has been nothing short of brilliant tonight. Really his only blemish on the day coming off that deep fly allowed to Hassenclaver in the third inning.
Yeah, Cooper Grace has been really solid, not just in this game, but all season long. And usually he's been able to go around 4 to 5 innings in each and every game he's played this year. And that's been a huge asset to a already deep pitching unit for Matsu. Now, the Oilers' offense has had moments where they've been able to get a little bit of leverage on him. Obviously, the Hassenclaver home run, Kyler Hoover reached on a 4-pitch walk, and Oakley had that odd single earlier. But for the most part, he's been able to control this lineup well. I'm curious to see, though, as he gets more and more up there in pitch count, whether that will remain the case.
Grace has struck out 2 in every single inning besides that third inning for a total of 7 on the day. So a terrific outing thus far. The Oilers trying to spoil that here in the 5th inning with McCormick stepping up to the plate. Takes a pitch low and outside for ball 1. The score is 2-1 in the Miners' favor with no outs here in the top of the 5th. Now Millard takes strike 1, 2-1.
Yeah, it's a game where a lot can change and a lot can fester as we get further and further into it, and every single play means that much more down the stretch.
2-1 delivery just outside for ball 3. Kaiser having a little more trouble finding the zone, and this is not a guy you want to walk with the top of the lineup waiting on deck.
Yeah, you don't want to let Cash Millar get to first right now if you're Kaiser. Just got to try to find a way to come back from this 3-1.
3-1 inside for ball 4, and he's going to do exactly that. Millar reaches base for free to lead off the 5th inning, and now you've got Godfrey, Park, and Hughes due up with a runner on first and nobody out.
Kaiser is at 73 pitches, so he's getting up there in his total pitch count. I'm sure that Dave Dawson will be taking a look at that and trying to adjust accordingly. Again, this is such a big tightrope act because you're trying to see if you can keep him in for a little bit longer, not risk throwing a bullpen guy out there in a disadvantageous position. A lot to consider.
First pitch to Godfrey. He's going to square to bunt and foul it back for strike 1. Of course, Godfrey, the top of the lineup, brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock. Protect yourself and your assets by putting Christy and her team at the top of your lineup.
Not a lot of action in the Oilers bullpen right now, so looks like at least for the moment they're going to let Kaiser try to take it through this inning, but we'll keep a close eye on that.
For right now, Kaiser, the only pitcher in action in this game as he started, and he's gone all 5 innings. Now gets back on the mound, ready for the 0-1 delivery after the failed bunt attempt. Low and inside for ball 1, 1-1.
Godfrey's 0 for 2 today with a fly out to right and a strikeout swinging. And he's been somewhat less productive than some of his other teammates on this Matsu squad historically. But if you get him on base, it's going to be a lot tougher to deal with if you're Ryan Kaiser in this Oilers defense.
And the third pitch is well outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Austin Park waiting on deck, one of the most dangerous hitters in the ABL. Singled back in the first inning, fortunately got picked off before Hughes doubled right behind him. The next pitch is fouled back for strike 2, 2-2.
And if you're Ryan Kaiser here, the biggest thing you're looking for is weak contact. If you can't get a strikeout, force weak contact from Godfrey in this spot. Maybe get a ground ball up the middle or something of that variety, a pop-up. Either way will work. You just want to try to find a way to make this work in your favor.
Kaiser now ready for the 2-2 delivery. He's going to check the runner at first. Now the leg kick and the pitch outside for ball 3. Count runs full. And a big pitch coming up here with Godfrey at the plate and Park waiting on deck.
Yeah, massive payoff pitch, especially with no outs right now. You desperately need to see if you can contain Godfrey and really not let Millar advance past first.
Could have had something huge to do with that one as Park swings through strike 2.
He did strike out looking his last time up against Kaiser, so Ryan knows how to get a strikeout against this guy, and well, that's desperately needed right now, especially with runners at first and second. Then after that, you can hope for that double play maybe to get out of the inning.
Kaiser's worked a 2-strike count against Park in all three of his at-bats so far. And the next one is popped up again in the infield. Cannon with another chance to retire Park on a pop-up, and this time he will do the job. It was an infield fly, so he was out anyway, and that's a huge first out.
That is a huge out for the Oilers, and yes, it is the first out. Popped up on that right side, and thankfully the wind didn't pick up too much as it was in the air. Made it easy for Cannon. And again, with 2 runners on base, that's an out you desperately need, and the Oilers got it.
A huge first out for the Oilers. The scoreboard showing 2 outs for some reason unbeknownst to us, as Kaiser with the late kick and the first delivery to Hughes is going to catch the zone for strike 1.
Good recovery on the breaking ball by Kaiser there. Got it toward the lower part of the zone against Hughes. Again, we've already seen Luke Hughes get a double today, so he's trying to make sure that Luke is unable to get the power on it that he wants.
Kaiser now ready for the 0-1. Caught the zone for strike 2, and Kaiser doing exactly what he needs to do, staying in the zone in outs that he really needs with runners on base.
Yeah, really nice pitch toward the inside part of the plate. Didn't even need to get Hughes to chase, just placed it in perfectly. Has a chance for another big strikeout here, and boy, would that be massive here in this bottom of the 5th.
Since those consent, now a ground ball to the left side, picked up by Skinner, touches third, throw across the diamond. It's going to get by Hassenclaver. Had a chance to get out of the inning with a double play, and now 1 run's going to come. Well, it's going to be a play at the plate. No, he's going to get in safe, as that was unfortunate. A chance for the Oilers to get out of the inning with a double play turns into the Miners extending the lead 3-1.
Yeah, and you can understand what Skinner was going for there, but the throws over to first base just have not been working out for him. He's kind of skipping it into Hassenclaver, and you've got to get that one with full power over to first base. Those low throws make it so much tougher for the first baseman to try to make a play on it, especially when you're trying to get the out. And unfortunately, another error is going to cost is going to put a run on the board for the Miners.
Again, Skinner used to that second base position, filling in for Holubowski tonight and for the rest of the season, most likely. And now the next pitch is popped up to the left side. The Miners do pick up 1. The Oilers do get an out on that force at third base. So there is a runner in scoring position, but they're only 1 out away from escaping the inning. Just unfortunate that run had to come home.
Yeah, all 3 runs for Matsu in this game have been scored on errors right now. Just really tough timing for the Oilers in this game. It's been great from Ryan Kaiser for the most part, but these errors are really eating the Oilers up defensively.
The 0-1 misses for a ball, 1-1 the count. Luke Hughes, the man who reached on that error, and now he sits on second base with Alex Pearson at the plate. 0 for 2 with a ground out to first and a pop out to the second baseman. Now he pops one up to the left side here. Luke Skinner ranging back in fair territory, called off by Hoover, who makes the grab to end the inning. And the Miners pick up 1 more, but the Oilers escape with a runner stranded at second base. 1 run, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We'll come back with the top of the 6th inning. The top of the lineup for the Oilers, Hassenclaver, Cannon, and Lusky, due up when we come back on ESPN Radio.
Thinking about a new place to land here on the Kenai Peninsula? At Ashman Krause Real Estate, we believe real estate should feel clear, calm, and personal from the very first conversation. Whether you're buying your first home, moving across town, or preparing to sell, we guide you through every...
And these are where these poly tanks really shine. We do have tanks in stock. As a customer, you can come by and pick them up, a contractor as well. Please give us a call. It's Team on Wheels, 907-262-3240.
Welcome back to Herman Bros Field. Herman Brothers Field. Cooper Grace back on the mound for the Miners. He's worked a good game thus far. Only run allowed was off the bat of Brooks Hassenclaver. Just an absolute moonshot down the right field line for a home run. Other than that, he's been very, very excellent from the mound tonight.
Yeah, on the verge of having his longest appearance of the season is Cooper Grace. And the crazy thing is, he's only at 69 pitches, so he could very well go another couple innings if he can make quick work of the Oilers here. I'm sure Peninsula is going to be looking, though, to do some damage with the top
New new pitcher on the mound for the Oilers is going to be Nathaniel Ramirez. Kaiser leaves the game with 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts on 88 pitches. And I don't know how he got 2 earned runs. It seemed to me that all 3 of those should have been unearned, but I don't know. The scoring booth disagrees. What do we have on Nate Ramirez?
Yeah, Nate Ramirez for the Oilers coming in out of the bullpen with a 7.62 ERA, 13 innings pitched on the season, and has 14 total strikeouts. And his appearances out of the bullpen have been getting better and better as this season has gone on. Started off a little bit shaky in some games, but again, his improvement has been noticeable to see, and he's going to need to demonstrate that improvement big time against this Mat-Su lineup in order to keep this at a 2-run game.
Oilers trail the Miners 3-1. The stat column shows Mat-Su Miners at 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. The Oilers at 1 run, 5 hits, and 4 errors. So the Oilers actually leading in the hit game. It's just the defense that has really killed them tonight.
And I like this call to bring in Ramirez here because we saw Ryan Kaiser give up a couple of walks to Mat-Su, so control maybe starting to become an issue. I think this is the right time to make the call to the pen and bring out Nate Ramirez.
The first delivery from Nate Ramirez is going to be to Declan Spooner, swung through for strike 1, so a good start. Like you were saying, Kaiser ends up with 3 walks. 2 of those came in to score, so it certainly didn't hurt him when he was walking them. The 0-1 delivery from Ramirez is going to be swung through for strike 2, 0-2, so Ramirez coming out firing.
And another good element of this is that you've got the heart of the order coming up instead of the top of the order, which hasn't been nearly as effective for Mat-Su. So I think that also helps Ramirez here coming out of the bullpen.
0-2 delivery, looking for the strikeout. It's going to be fired out to the left side. Skinner ranging towards the fence. He had a lot of factors to deal with there. Couldn't come up with the grab. It actually landed in fair play, but he wasn't sure where the fence was. There's the change of terrain with the bullpen there. What'd you see?
Yeah, same thing you did. It's so hard to be able to field that thing, and of course it went up and over the fence. Toward that left side on those foul balls, it's so hard when it's coming in at that angle.
The 0-2 delivery grounded softly back to Ramirez, who picks it up on a hop and underhands it to first base. Austin Claver makes the grab to retire the first out of the inning, and it's exactly what Ramirez wanted coming out of the bullpen.
Yes, it is. And one thing I've noticed about Nate is that he does force a lot of comebackers, and I'm not sure exactly what it is about his pitch style that creates that, but he's become really good at handling those. That was a tough one as well because it was pretty low towards the field when he got a hold of that baseball, but still able to grab it to deliver the 1-3.
Excellent PFP, as my pitching coach would call it, pitcher fielding position, as the first pitch to Millard is hit straight up, pretty much a 90-degree launch angle, an easy play for Reed Oakley, and that's a quick 2 outs for Nate Ramirez.
Boy, is it ever, and good work by Oakley there and Ramirez to both quickly get underneath that baseball. Oakley waves it off and makes the catch. Pretty routine, easy out.
29, third baseman.
PFP, of course, being pitcher fielding position or pitcher fielding practice, however the context is, and Ramirez done a good job of that this season, demonstrating it there with the ground out, and now Oakley helping him out himself with the pop out. So the battery getting it done here in the 6th inning, as the next one is flied out deep to right field and out of play. That's Kenyon Millar at the plate.
Yeah, Millar reached on a walk earlier and also reached on, get ready for this, an E9 in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Very rarely see that. Millar's got a lot of power, as we've already seen today, and that is going to be something to watch against Ramirez here.
0-1 delivery, just low for ball 1. 1-1 the count goes to. And like you said, E9, almost unfamiliar statistic in baseball, but it was just a ball that was driven very hard to right field, and with this wind and all the factors involved, McCormick couldn't quite come down with a catch, as the next pitch misses as well. 2-1 the count.
Remember, Millar had that home run against the Oilers in Game 1 of the doubleheader a few days ago as well. So that's another thing to keep in mind for Mat-Su here, is that Millar has already gotten one out of the park before against the Oilers, trying to do it again.
This is the 3rd time these two teams have matched up on this road trip for the Oilers, and the next pitch is popped up in the infield, and Hoover, the new shortstop for the Oilers, comes in to make the grab himself, and that was a quick 1-2-3 inning. Really nothing to even get slightly concerned about in that one. Ground out and 2 pop outs in the infield for Nate Ramirez. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Oilers bringing up McCormick, Bundy, and Skinner when we come back on ESPN Radio.
Looking for a solid job with great pay and room to grow? Dam Construction and Roofing is hiring roofers and general laborers across the Kenai Peninsula. They offer competitive pay based on experience, overtime opportunities, paid sick leave, and full-time seasonal work. No experience? No problem. If you're dependable, motivated, and ready to learn, they'll provide the opportunity. Join one of the Kenai Peninsula's fastest-growing roofing companies. Call 907-262-3996 today or visit dambuilt.com. Dam Construction and Roofing, building careers one roof at a time. Looking for the toughest trailers and equipment on the Kenai? Head to White Spruce Trailer Sales on K Beach Road, your local dealer for TYM tractors. That's right, they have TYM tractors and implements. Anything from TYM pallet forks, box blades, snow removal, and more. Built to work as hard as you do. From sales to service, they've got the parts you need to keep your equipment running strong all year long. Speaking of service, White Spruce offers a full-service shop with special discounts for commercial companies because supporting local businesses matter.
Carson McCormick leading off for the Oilers tonight against a dominant Cooper Grace on the mound. McCormick looking for, I'm sure he's really looking for a pitching change, but looking for a bounce back at bat against Grace after he struck out twice swinging today.
Yeah, and this is uncharted territory for Cooper Grace as a Mat-Su minor this year. He has not gone this far the entire season. He's made it through 6 innings cleanly and is trying to get through a 7th against the Oilers and is still just at 80 pitches. So he's got some leeway to work with here with this bottom part of the order coming up. I think the Oilers looking to be opportunistic, find ways to get guys on base. They've got guys who can certainly do it. You're trying to really test Grace as he gets toward the limit of his ability here late in this contest.
As always, probably could go unsaid, but pitchers obviously easier to get to as their outings progress, and that's exactly what the Oilers are looking to do here in the 7th inning. As the first pitch runs inside in on McCormick for ball 1. McCormick, the right fielder for the Oilers. Right field, will Babcock have a chance to get there? He will not. It's going to come down in foul ground. And I guess you could say that's new life for McCormick, but really Babcock never really had a play. It was excellent hustle.
Yeah, it was great hustle, and I'm sure that both McCormick and myself got nervous there for a second because Babcock was using some tremendous speed and tremendous wheels to get over to that baseball, but just couldn't make a play on it. Results in a foul ball, and McCormick's got a 2-1 coming up.
Back to the fatigue of Grace as the game progresses. It was funny talking to Luke Dixon, who of course had that stellar performance on the mound last night. He said that by the time he got to the 7th inning, he was just praying every pitch would wind up somehow over the plate. So hopefully Grace will make a few mistakes and the Oilers can capitalize here as the game gets later and later. McCormick takes strike 2.
Yeah, we saw Carson a couple days ago have success against Mat-Su with 2 RBI singles. That's the version of Carson we're hoping to see here in this top of the 7th.
The 2-2 pitch outside for ball 3, and the count runs full on McCormick, who is working his best at bat of the day by far. He struck out on 4 pitches, both of his first plate appearances, so now definitely seeing the ball better. The payoff pitch is going to be grounded left side and through for a base hit. That's the Oilers' 3rd hit in less than 2 innings. And now the Oilers have a leadoff man aboard for the 2nd time in a row.
The Soldaten and Fisher with a great hit toward the left side that time into the 5-6 hole. Again, right where you want it to be on a ground ball. Very similar to Luke Lusky's single about a couple innings ago. And it looks like Ty LeBrun is going to make his way out of the dugout for Mat-Su. And we may be on the verge of that pitching change we've been talking about.
Looks like the Miners bullpen is active, and they're going to bring in a new bullpen pitcher. So that's going to be it for Cooper Grace, who had really a phenomenal outing, although the Oilers were able to get to him. They'll have a runner on first base and nobody out, the bottom third of the lineup, coming up when we come back on ESPN Radio.
The World Cup's coming and everybody's talking defense. Here's a strategy that works long after the final whistle. If your family is complete, a no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy is a safe, effective move. If you're done building your team, it may be time to strengthen your defense. Dr. Alvarez can perform your procedure in Soldaten, our Homer. It's quick, comfortable, and a whole lot easier than chasing toddlers into extra time. Don't leave your future up to a lucky bounce. Call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics, 907-235-1010, and schedule your no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy. Score some peace of mind and enjoy the games.
When trying to find a dentist, it can be challenging, and Ridgeway Family Dentistry knows this. Ridgeway is a new state-of-the-art facility offering you pain-free dentistry and is family-friendly. Even if you don't have time to have multiple appointments, Ridgeway Family Dentistry can complete all your treatment in one easy visit. At Ridgeway Family Dentistry, they know how important it is to have a smile and know how that can change your life. For your next dental appointment, call Ridgeway Family Dentistry at 262-8404.
New pitcher tonight for the Miners is going to be Jonathan Anders from the bullpen, relieving Cooper Grace, who, like I said before, just had a great outing. 6 innings pitched, allowed 6 hits. He only walked 1, so making the Oilers earn their base runners. Only allowed 1 run, and it was earned over 86 pitches. And here's the most impressive stat: 9 strikeouts over those 6 innings. So I'm sure the Oilers glad to see a pitching change.
Yeah, they certainly are, but it doesn't get much easier here as Jonathan Anders from Sam Houston State University in Huntsville, Texas, is going to take the mound. And I saw this guy calling from Middle Tennessee on the road a couple months ago in Huntsville. Took on the Blue Raiders and had a good appearance out of the bullpen then as well. Has 10 1/3 innings pitched on the year with a 1.74 ERA and 12 strikeouts in his 5 total appearances. So he's going to be a tough ask for this Oilers team. However, we'll see what Wyatt Bundy can do, who already has a single in this contest.
Bundy 1 for 2 on the day, grounded out to short in the second, and a line to single to the left side in the 5th. And actually, his first at bat was a hit up the middle that I thought would be a base hit, but that was a stellar play by Park coming across and actually fielding the ball on the opposite side of second base before throwing Bundy out. So he's been putting the ball in play well tonight and looking to do that with McCormick on first base. McCormick, of course, with that leadoff single off of Grace before Grace was pulled. And now Bundy's going to bunt, and it's popped up, and that's exactly what you don't want from your bunt attempt. And you can see Bundy obviously not happy with that one.
Yeah, that's one that I'm sure he's pretty frustrated about. Just kind of lost the handle of that one. That was not Wyatt Bundy, by the way. That was a pinch hitter for the Oilers right there.
Yeah, that was Brady Brown, I believe, actually.
Yes.
I was just noticing as he was running down to first base that doesn't look quite as tall as the Wyatt Bundy I know.
Yeah, and he's got that 6 on the back of his jersey. And here's another pinch hitter, Isaac Fernandez, coming in for Luke Skinner.
Isaac Fernandez with his first plate appearance of the day. Steps into that right-hand side of the batter's box, ready for the first pitch. The first pitch he's seen from Anders, and it's going to take it for strike 1. McCormick still on first base. Fernandez now represents the tying run at the plate.
Fernandez got 2 singles yesterday against the Chinooks late in that contest. So I think the idea from Dave Dawson is bring in a guy who I know has worked out for me in recent games and see if he can keep that momentum rolling.
Now ready for the first pitch, and Anders uses his left-hand pickoff move towards first base. Thankfully, McCormick able to get back in time.
Yeah, saw it quickly and dove back to first base just in the nick of time. We'll see if Carson wants to get aggressive on the base path and maybe try to steal second. Decent leadoff.
Fernandez fouls one back and out of play. Count goes to 0-2. Oilers trying to get whatever they can get working for them. As the game gets later and later, time is running out to come back, but we've seen the Oilers come alive late before, and that's exactly what they're looking to do here.
That's exactly right. And late in games, it's been where they've made most of their money this season. Trying to see if they can find that here, as the home plate umpire maybe was upset about the music being played there for a second. Wanted to make sure that was cooled off.
I've seen that happen a couple times today. I don't know if it's a technological issue or just new person on the board or what. 0-2 delivery, high for ball 1. 1-2 now to Isaac Fernandez.
By the way, Carson McCormick has stolen 2 bases this season, so is capable, just doesn't do it very often, but has an opportunity here. But a 1-2 for Fernandez means he may want to wait. We'll see.
Fernandez ready for the 1-2 from Anders. Anders picks off again towards first, and again McCormick dives back ahead of the tag. That's first baseman Spooner, who is trying to apply the tag before McCormick could get back.
Well, Carson is certainly being kept honest by Anders right now. Wants to make sure he does not escape his sight.
The 1-2 pitch from Anders. Outside for ball 2, and the count runs to 2-2.
Will Millard had to dig deep just to make sure that ball stayed in front of him. Very close call. And if that had gotten past, that would have been a chance to put McCormick in scoring position. As it stands, though, 2-2.
Fernandez takes a breath, steps back into the box. Anders back on the mound in his closed set position, and now delivers. Just missed for ball 3. Gutsy take from Fernandez.
Yeah, that was a bold take by Isaac, but I like the idea in that situation. That breaking ball looks like just had a little bit of a low trajectory. Fernandez saw that, and now he gets rewarded with a payoff pitch and maybe a chance to get on first with a walk, if not a hit.
Yeah, that was going to be a disgusting pitch if he chose to swing at it, so maybe it was the correct decision just to let it go and hope you can get the call, which is what he did. Now grounded hard to the left side. That's going to be bobbled by the third baseman, Millar. He's going to go across the diamond in time to record the out. An E5 for a second, but fortunately for the Miners, Millar able to recover, but it ruined the chance for a double play.
Yeah, that's really good stuff from Millar in that situation to hold on to that baseball after bobbling it initially. Good composure in that spot to not overreact and overthrow the first baseman. Able to get the 5-3. Does advance McCormick into scoring position, and now Kyler Hoover back at the plate.
Yeah, now all the potential of this inning falls on the shoulders of Kyler Hoover. The newest addition to this Oilers roster actually just flew in last night from Harding University. Takes ball 1 here. He walked back in the second, got stranded at second base, and he got out trying to advance to third base on a wild pitch, and then flew out to center. Now he's going to fly one out again towards center field. Will it drop down? It will not. That's a terrific play by the center fielder, Millar. Holy cow, what a phenomenal grab.
That was a great grab by Millar, and again, it looked like a bloop shot potential for Hoover, but Millar, he's done stuff like this all season long. It's why he's one of the best center fielders in the league, is because he can make dynamic, acrobatic plays like that. Laid out, made a spectacular catch.
Spectacular catch is correct. Millar covering tons of ground, to say the least, and then capping it off with just a full extension dive. Unfortunate for the Oilers, but amazing baseball here in Mat-Su. We'll be back with the bottom of the seventh. The Miners bringing up Babcock, Millar, and Godfrey right here on ESPN Radio.
Hello, I'm Marty Hansen, owner and manager of Eyewear Express. Let's talk about your money.
Zone back in the 5th inning, got stranded at third base. Now he's going to bunt one right back to Ramirez, who fields it banded, throws to first in time. And for a second there, it looked like third base was going to be wide open for Babcock to try to turn and burn around second, but the Oilers able to go back and cover the base. A good play by Nate Ramirez.
Yeah, Isaac Fernandez actually slipped trying to see if he could get to that baseball. Ramirez was there at first, so really good job by Nate to field the ball, pick it up cleanly, and get it over to first. By the way, Fernandez, like we said, at third base, and now in center field is Brady Brown for the Oilers.
Stepping into the box now for the Miners, the top of the lineup, Will Godfrey. Of course, the top of the lineup brought to you by State Farm agent Christy Babcock as the first pitch is swung through. Auto insurance, homeowners, life insurance, and investing opportunities with locations in Kenai and Soldotna. Call today at 907-283-7116 for Kenai or 907-262-4440 for Soldotna. Remember, like a good neighbor, Christy and her team are there for you. Ramirez ready for the 0-1 pitch to Godfrey, the top of the lineup. Godfrey 0 for 2, flew out, struck out, and walked and scored in the 5th inning.
For Austin Park, and it dropped in perfectly towards that right side of the ballpark. McCormick actually overran it, trying to make a play on the thing, and Mat-Su, give him credit. These balls haven't traveled the furthest distance, but they're hitting exactly where they need to on the turf, and Oilers just left at a loss here in this bottom of the 7th so far.
Miners apparently woke up on the right side of the baseball tonight, as they've just been able to drop hits in very fortuitous places, to say the least, and the Oilers struggling defensively certainly doesn't help them stay into this game. The Miners now lead 5-1 here in the 7th inning. The next pitch is fouled back and out of play. 0-1. That's Luke Hughes in the box now.
Yeah, it means the Oilers are going to have to do a lot of work in the top of the 8th and top of the 9th to have a realistic shot against Matsu. And right now for the Miners, playing a little more with house money, and Luke Hughes trying to deliver what could be a potential finishing blow even here in the bottom of the 7th.
And that 5th run scored was actually the first RBI for the Miners tonight, given to Austin Park, his 2nd hit of the day. Next pitch to Hughes. Also finds the zone for strike 2, and that's actually going to go down as a single for Park. And they're going to see he just advanced to 2nd on the throw, I guess. 0-2, the count. Luke Hughes in the box. Nate Ramirez, who's worked through a rough inning. He only has 1 out recorded, now ready for the 0-2 pitch, as he's done a good job of getting ahead of Hughes and delivers high for ball 1.
Yeah, it's been a really odd game. You talked about that being the first RBI for Matsu in this contest. Just, I don't want to say a lot of freak circumstances, but just a lot of odd things have put the Miners in position to score some runs, whether it be errors or odd ricochets off of the outfield or whatever the case is. They've capitalized on it. Got to give them credit. They've put themselves in those positions, but it certainly helped them.
1-2 delivery and off speed, flown out to center, and that's going to be Bundy, who does have room. Actually, I don't think that's Bundy. It looks like Brady Brown in center field, who has room to make the grab, and that's going to retire the 2nd out of the inning, and that leaves Park at 2nd base.
Yeah, it took over for Wyatt Bundy after pinch hitting for him in the last inning, so he's now in center field, and again, Fernandez over at 3rd.
And now the pitch, line left side and into the Oilers bullpen, actually out of play for a long strike 1.
And it's amazing how quickly the tempo of this game has shifted in Matsu's favor. Team that usually has been in a bit of a struggling position late in some of these games against the Oilers, but today they have just taken control here in the bottom of the 7th, making life tough for Peninsula on the defensive side.
0-1 delivery stays high and inside for ball 1, 1-1 the count. Will Millard, the catcher tonight for the Miners. As I said before, he's 0 for 3 on the day, looking for his first
round. Down 6-run to Matsu, but it's going to be an uphill battle against Anders and this defense. And a shift here for the Matsu defense with everyone positioned towards the right side of the ballpark, anticipating Claver, and his patience will be rewarded here for ball 3. Another breaking ball to the outside for Anders. And if you can get Claver on base to start this top of the 8th, you at least maybe set the tone for the rest of the Oilers batters to follow suit, but we'll see. 3-1 to Claver. In for a strike. Late call by the home plate umpire, but Anders able to get it in low, and the count will run full at 3-2 with no outs. So Claver facing a payoff pitch, trying to get his 3rd hit of this contest and keep the Oilers' hopes somewhat alive. 3-2, Claver swing and a miss. Another great breaking ball by Anders. Claver maybe naturally a little bit more aggressive in that plate appearance, and he ends up swinging and striking out for out 1.
Yeah, 2nd strikeout of the day for Claver, and actually both times he's putting the ball in play today, they came for hits, so he's good when he puts the ball in play. He hits the ball hard, but the Miners pitchers, both of them have just been all over the Oilers. Strikeouts dotted all across my score sheet here, so Oilers just having a tough time figuring out this Miner pitching.
Shane Cannon to the plate, swing and a miss here as the count goes to 0-1. Anders just delivered his first strikeout of the game on Claver after the incredible 9 strikeouts from Cooper Grace in his big appearance in this contest. 0-1 on the way to Cannon and delivered to the outside. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cannon is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt delivered back in the top of the 6th. Struck out looking in the 1st and grounded out to 3rd in the top of the 3rd for the Oilers. 1-1 to Cannon. Hits this one off the end of his bat and grounds it foul towards the right side. Count at 1-2.
Shane Cannon very good at getting on base.
Babcock, and the count goes to 0-1 for Thornish. Very similar builds, if you ask me. Babcock, so far today, does not have a hit, but has reached twice on a walk and then an error. Thornish places this one to the outside to even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Jake has a 9.64 ERA on the season with an 0-2 record, 9 1/3 innings pitched, and 12 walks so far on the year. That's been the biggest problem he's had, but he's trying to reduce those numbers down. as this pitch is to the outside on Babcock, and the count goes to 2-1.
After that quick out, Tharnish trying to ride that momentum here. Unfortunately, can't find the zone. Hopefully, he can get these bottom three in the order out and not have to face the top.
2-1 on the way, and this is a breaking ball to the outside for ball number 3. Trying to establish the control he needs against Matsu here. For the Miners, it's a house money situation in the catbird seat, so to speak. On top 7-1, just trying to add some insurance in this bottom half of the 8th inning as Tharnish gets a strike here and fools Babcock, who thought it was outside for a ball, and the count runs full at 3-2.
Yeah, good job. That's a big strike in a 3-1 count, and now you're forcing Babcock to protect. He's going to have to swing at anything close.
Payoff pitch coming up here to Jackson Babcock from Jake Tharnish. 3-2 on the way. Here's a ball hit to the opposite side for a base hit right over the head of Luke Skinner into left field. Racing for second and stopping before he even got close to second is Babcock. He saw the throw coming in from Owen Musil in left field, and he'll settle for the single, a one-out single here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, that's just a good piece of hitting, able to reach out and poke that over the third baseman's head, Isaac Fernandez, and winds up in left field for a base hit.
Cash Millar comes to the plate here for Matsu, who reached on an error and a walk back in the 2nd and 5th innings, has also delivered a sacrifice bunt in this game. So that is an 0-for-1 count in a very odd way to do it. 1-0 coming up here after the first pitch from Tharnish missed high. Runner at first is Babcock after the single. Here's a chopper hit back towards Tharnish. He's going to throw to second base, trying to turn 2, and the throw is low, and it got past Hoover. It's going to be another error for the Oilers, and there'll be runners at the corners here for Matsu as Tharnish trying to get the leadoff runner. Probably should have just taken the easy out at first, I would say.
Yeah, I think he chose, he had time to get the out at second base, but he wanted to do it quick for the chance for a double play, so he chose to try to make an off-balance throw, and it was just low and away and nearly impossible for the shortstop Hoover to try to get to.
Millar will reach on a fielder's choice. Godfrey will make his way to the plate. Back to the top of the order we go for Matsu. And again, I don't blame Tharnish for that decision. It's just sometimes in those situations, pitchers trying to turn around and throw to a base they're not used to throwing to, it can be an odd circumstance and it can lead to mistakes. So I always sometimes get concerned in those spots as that pitch is delivered low for ball number 2. But again, right idea from Tharnish, just couldn't get the throw he wanted. Will Godfrey so far in this game has reached on an error, has also reached on a walk, otherwise 0 for 2. Runners at the corners for Matsu here, and a 2-0 count to Godfrey. Here's a drive right up the middle for a base hit and deep into right center field. That'll bring in another run for Matsu, and it's going to be an RBI single here for Godfrey in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, the game continues to fall apart for the Oilers. Just a rough inning and RBI single for Will Godfrey with Austin Park stepping up to the plate.
Ball games where everything's come apart for whatever reason. I hate to bring this up, but Miners up 10-1. They've got a chance to run rule the Oilers here as Hughes is over at second base after the error. And it's Alex Pearson at the plate. Going to be recorded as an E6 on Hoover, making his debut as the shortstop for Peninsula.
Explain to us what the run rule is here in the ABS.
Yeah, here in the ABL, it's 10 runs after 7 innings. If it's a 7-inning game, it's 10 runs after 5 innings that have to separate the two teams. And if Matsu drives in one more run in the bottom half of the 8th, the game would, in theory, be over, as this pitch is low, and Oakley had a little bit of trouble locating it. Count goes to 2-0.
So in order for the Oilers to keep any hope, however dismal already, alive, they got to keep that runner on second base, Luke Hughes, from scoring. And we're going to see a pinch runner as we speak. Maybe the Miners trying to just end it here while they can.
Yeah, Diesel Toth is going to take over at second base. Probably going to be either the bottom of the 8th or the top of the 9th that this game ends. I'm sure Matsu would love to get the run rule victory, but Oilers obviously do not want that to happen. Want to come out of this bottom of the 8th swinging with a chance for their offense, which has made improbable comebacks before and almost came back from 8 runs down against Matsu about a week and a half ago. But this is certainly going to be an uphill battle no matter what the situation is. 2-0 from Thornish is in for a strike here as it clips the top part of the zone, and the count will be at 2 balls and 1 strike for Pearson, who delivered an RBI double his last time up, otherwise 0 for 3 today.
Like you said, the Oilers came back from that 8-run deficit before. They're just letting the Miners get up to a 9-run lead so that they can take the cake from their old one before, huh?
There's a strike as the count goes to 2-2. And yeah, right now the Oilers just searching for any sort of positivity they can glean from what's been a rough last couple innings. And the unfortunate thing is the Oilers were really in this game until that bottom half of the 7th where things just came apart defensively. So that's inside from Thornish. But again, the errors are going to be the big talking point coming out of this game no matter how you look at it. And those are things the Oilers just don't usually have with that much frequency, but they happened too often today, and it allowed Matsu to capitalize. They're a team that's not going to let you make those mistakes and usually get away with it. We've seen that in full force. Payoff pitch from Thornish, and the breaking ball is well outside for ball number 4. And that will send Pearson over to first with runners at first and second for Matsu.
That's going to bring Declan Spooner to the plate, who had an RBI double in the 7th inning. Other than that, he popped out twice and grounded out. He's 1 for 4 on the day with that RBI.
So now Matsu still keeping their opportunity at a run rule victory alive. Thornish trying to find the zone a little more consistently here. Spooner again has an RBI double in this game, and he will deliver a fly ball here, hit towards the gap in right center field on a bloop shot. Who wants it? McCormick can't make the play on it, and that's going to end the game. It's going to be an 11-1 run rule victory for Matsu as that dropped in right center field, and an unfortunately fitting way to end this ball game for the Oilers as Matsu is going to deliver a walk-off RBI single for Declan Spooner